Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.
Big shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-side, A-side, A-side. A-side official. No negotiation needed. Period. The first in the building, Carlos Rosado, is on deck. You already know. WCS salute. Hottest chat in the MFing game. Salute. I appreciate you, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you pulling up for another one. We have a very interesting topic tonight. Those of you that's on your way to the building, the reason why this stood out to me because a lot of people got a lot of hype with David Morrell. I'm just not convinced because, like I said, I knew of him before a lot of you knew of him. That's real talk. Got the pictures to see, to prove it. But he's 10-0 now, 9 knockouts. And at the end of the day, he's had one of those, short, fast track, professional treadways right now, where his opposition has not been criticized the way it should. For some reason, people looking at him like, okay, this is a Cuban fighter. He's 25 years old. Obviously, it ain't no way this dude 25 years old. No. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no way, man. I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's not impossible, but no. But he's 10-0. 6'1", 78 and a half inch reach. Southpaw. He went in there and just had a fight with Agbeko. Sina Agbeko. And Agbeko has some choice words for him because he's a boxer. You know what I'm saying? He's a boxer. So he has some choice words for him, though, based off how the current events went down. Unfortunately, this will always be a part of boxing, drugs, dirty business, robberies. Yeah, that is true words. That is true words right there. Real talk. That is true words. Article came out, Boxing News 24 with Chris Williams. And though I don't agree with a lot of what he says, but I will have no problem concurring with what he's talking about right now. All right, because I've seen this happen. You remember the other day, I was pretty much telling you all that there's certain things I've seen on the regional level and the big and the highest level. Well, this is a perfect example of one of those, right? I will take you back to um what's his name? What's his name? What's his name? What's that guy's name? It'll come to me. But I was explaining to people how his back looked on TV, like his back was broken out, and wasn't nobody saying anything about that. But let's get to the task at hand. Agbeko cries foul after Morrell KO, raises suspicion over drug testing. All right. So Agbeko says he suspects the WBA regular super middleweight champion David Morrell Jr. was using some type of performance-enhancing drugs last Saturday with second round knockout win at the Armory in Minneapolis, Minnesota, right? Okay. Agbeko's 28-3, 22 knockouts. David Morrell 10-0 and 9 knockouts. It wasn't so much him being knocked out, but it was this process right here. He said he sees something odd about the absence of drug testing for the fight, even though he signed a document for WADA to test, and it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? It didn't happen. The drug testing did not happen. Once again, he was supposed had been tested, and it didn't happen. The World Anti-Doping Agency was supposed to come and test both fighters, and he said it didn't happen. What does this take you back to? Oh, it take me back to when Adrian Broner was fighting Manny Pacquiao. And he went on live and he said, man, what's going on here, man? What's going on? I still haven't got no drug testing. What's going on, man? What's going on? You know, AB, you know when he take to the mic, right? So the article goes on to say the 31-year-old Agbeko says that Morrell didn't want to fight in Las Vegas, but chose Minnesota, where he says there's no drug tests done, and he feels that's a suspect move. He feels this is a red flag about something going on. Agbeko looked overmatched, too small, too weak, and not showing the kind of skills that would have given him a chance of winning against Morrell. Agbeko go on to say, I was bummed about the stoppage. I thought it was a little too quick. But then after rewatching the video, I thought the referee made the right decision, said Agbeko to Fight Hype, talking about his second round blowout loss to WBA regular super middleweight champion David Morrell last Saturday. We both signed a document to be drug tested by WADA, and none of that happened. There was no testing by the commission before or after the fight. They explicitly stated that the commission wasn't required to do the testing, and they chose not to do any testing for this fight. He goes on to say, I think there's something up in that regard. He was the better man tonight. I just wish I had more rounds to showcase my skills and show that I belong at the world level, said Agbeko. I'll bounce back. I may consider a possible move to 160 because these guys are huge at 168. Morrell and Benavidez. So I think it's only right that I consider a smaller weight class. He goes on to say, I can make 160 easy, but I chose to stay at 168. I'm pretty sure that the direction I want to go down a weight class or maybe even two. Who knows? So they'll be able to showcase my power and showcase my skills. It said, it's not a shock that Agbeko was blown out by Morrell, as he's only fought one notable fighter during his career, Vladimir Shinskin, in 2021, and lost a lopsided 10-round unanimous decision by scores 190 times 2, 98 to 92. Agbeko goes on to say he's a very strong fighter when asked. I have a lot of respect for him. He's very sound technically. He's very good at going back and coming forward. He was very patient tonight. My biggest issue with him as a fighter was the drug testing, and I believe there's something going on. And this is where it gets interesting, y'all. This is where it gets interesting. They need to have me come in and fight in Minnesota. They avoided fighting me in Vegas, but they were happy to fight me in Minnesota, where there's no drug testing. It's not that I would have had any means of cheating, but come on, said Agbeko, muddying the waters after his loss to Morrell. You make me sign a contract for WADA testing, and then there's whatsoever. So it feels like it was a setup. Absolutely 100%. I think he's on something, because in the fight in April against Yamaguchi Falco, he saw a lot of acne on his face and his back. And I definitely think he's on something, said Agbeko. He's big, he's strong. It's more around making me think they're going to test, and then they don't test because they want to give themselves the advantage. So, okay, if you have nothing to hide, why are you refusing to test? It was definitely surprising. The shot they caught me with, when I was watching the interview, I got caught with the shot right at the top of my head. That's what started everything. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much what he's putting out there say, I'm not saying that he used pads, but the fact that there was no testing, they led us to believe there would be testing, create suspicion. So overall, Agbeko feels like Dave Morrell, who's a PBC fighter, he's not on snack. His allegations, his words is he believes, due to the location that they fought, is that if he signed a WADA contract, why wasn't they tested? And this goes on more than you think. There's a lot of areas you can go to and there's no testing. If a fighter is training and they have to get ready in a short period of time, they know it's not going to be any testing. Well, check this out. It's more fighters that's on pads than you think. Not only that, if you're not a certain ranking, okay, if you're not a certain ranking, you can stay on pads. You know what I'm saying? It costs them money to test for performance enhancing drugs. It all depends on who you with, you know what I'm saying, and who you are as a fighter. If you are out of sight, out of mind, yeah, you can use that, because it's just not like they're testing. You know, they spending money on all these tests. These tests ain't free. You know what I'm saying? This test ain't free, but you have to have a certain ranking. If you outside that ranking status, that window or whatever, and don't get tested, then, you know, fighters come in using pads all the time. Now, that's a fact. They may deny it, but that's a fact. Real talk. That is absolute fact. So if they want to fight in Minnesota for whatever reason, and they made the phone call and they wanted to have it in Minnie, that's what happened. He earned a knockout. Then Agbeko, he's going to have to figure it out, because WADA did no testing. They refused to. And the fight went down the way it did, and he lost. He lost via stoppage. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody routes you like that in a short period of time, and you look outmatched, outgunned, people are going to look at it more so like, okay, if you was to be taking some pads, would it have mattered? Are you better than David Morrell, or you not? Or you just mad you were stopped the way you were? You know what I'm saying? That's the way they're going to look at it for you to have any type of case. And then his reference was, he said it looked like he had acne on his back when he fought the other fighter. Well, guess what? You didn't say it looked like he had acne on his back when he fought you. Because last time I checked, you know, you come in there with a left and right shoe, trunks, gloves, mouthpiece. And so you could see his back if he would have had some acne on it, and you didn't mention anything about it. But it does raise the suspicion that, if they didn't want to fight in Vegas where it was going to be drug testing and they chose many, yeah, he has the right to be suspicious. If he's the one in the ring, he has the right to be on a leveling playing field and not get himself hurt. Not everybody that sit up here and get juiced up like that wins. You know what I'm saying? I use this example all the time with TJ Dillashaw, how he came down from 35 to 25 in MMA, juiced up off EPO, knocked out, and lost his title, his 135-pound title. So you can be, shit juiced up. That doesn't mean you're gonna go in there and win every fight. I just thought this article was good to go because it's a PBC fighter, nothing to do with PBC, but it's the fact that this stuff goes on in boxing all the time, where fighters sometimes have suspicion of this type of activity, just suspicion, and that's what I'm getting from Agbeko, that he has suspicion of David Morrell. Shout out to Jessica. I see Jessica in the building. Shout out to you, Queen. How you feeling? Carlos said the commission not allowing testing sounds kind of fishy. I'm not saying Morrell is guilty or not, but that's a bit suspect as far as the commission. Sure it is. You know what? Sure it is. It's suspicious. Who wouldn't think that's suspicious? You know what I'm saying? He's not on snack, is he? No. Snack is just a supplemental program. He's talking about signing up for WADA. You know what I'm saying? You signed up for WADA, then, hey, why they didn't have the testing? That's all I'm saying. Why they didn't have the testing? What was the purpose of not having the testing? If you had somebody sign a contract and then the commission say, no, we're not going to follow through with it, why? Why is that? And then him being the B-side is really, I'm going to tell you how it works at that point. Once you get to the fight, they don't pay for your flight, your board, your room and board, your food, everything, okay? So you have to think to yourself, according to how your current living arrangement is, you think to yourself, do I really want to push? You know what I'm saying? Do I really want to push the effort on doing a drug test? And they have to spend money on the drug test, and they tell you something like, well, I already told you the other side don't want to do a drug test. You want to fight or not? If you decline in the fight, you're not going to get your check. This fight is off. If you decline the fight because he's not taking a drug test, the fight is off. You won't get paid at all. So according to your living arrangement and how well you're financially stable, a fighter might make the choice to go in there and fight somebody that they believe may be on performance-enhancing drugs. You know what I'm saying? That could be a dilemma that he had. He might have thought, he might have known for sure that if he pushed this and they say, hey, Dave Morrell's side declined to take a drug test, what are you going to do? Well, I'm suspicion. My suspicion is that he might be on it, so I'm not going to fight. Okay, you refusing to fight, you won't get paid then. All you have to do, we're going to give you your return ticket, your flight ticket. You can go back home. It's done. You're over. You know what I'm saying? Now you out of a check. Now you out of a check, bro. So this fighter say, okay, I need to go in there and throw a punch so I can get my check. Unfortunately for him, he tried to throw some punches and ended up being stopped. But understand and hear me clearly. Tyson Fury said it himself that a lot of these, well, Tyson Fury said all these boxers are on peds, okay? That's what Tyson Fury said, to quote him, period. But I've been around fighters who are taking a, shortcut because they're not too high in the rankings, and it won't be, you know what I'm saying? It won't be detected. They get the short call or whatever. They can always get in and cut weight real fast. Yeah, that shit happens all the time, bro. It's nothing. It's no secret. It's only a secret to the people who don't attend fights and get very acclimated to these boxing gyms. It's no secret. But truth be told, man, David Morrell, you know, very solid striker, and he will continue to get his shot. I know he's trying to face even a bigger name next time around. I heard somebody say that they believe David Morrell will stop David Benavidez. Listen, I know y'all think that that sounds good and all that, and that David Morrell will go in there and stop Benavidez. That sounds good. That really sounds good. But you have to wake up, and you have to be smart about this, right? It's hard to tell certain people that don't want to tap into their intellectual compartments, right? You know what I'm saying? They don't want to do it. But you have to ask yourself, looking at his resume, does it make any sense for you to make that claim? It don't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? We look at everybody else's resume, scrub it up and down, and say, nope, they don't have the competition. But you're looking at a fighter that's 10-0, and you're saying he's going to go in there and beat David Benavidez. Okay, I got you. I hear you. WADA is considered the stricter test opposed to USADA. Both of them have been known to do their job. USADA have caught fighters, it's according to who's on the schedule. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. WADA, all of them has had points in their testing that they have popped, fighters have popped from being on the calendar. What's going on, Tyrese? I see you. What's good? Would you blame the fighters? They did pairs where there isn't any testing allowed in a particular fight. I say make your money. Let them all take it. They have to deal with the consequences later. Okay, so what I'm looking at is that you saying if you're using it while you're still outside the rankings for them to zoom in on you, or for you to be subjected to drug testing, right? You can take that all day long until you get up to that, and then now you got to stop. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Now you got to stop. Now you got to put in the real work. Yeah, that's the consequences. If you feel like, hey, I'm just gonna cut corners to get where I need to be, do that quick recovery, because you got to look at it. Some of these fighters be doing 3 days. That's a lot of energy just to say, oh, I'm doing all this shit natural. You're doing 3 days. You're not on any supplements. You know how tough it is to go in there and have a full-blown workout. And then you turn back around and just say you got to go back in there for a second one for sparring. And then you got to go home, eat, whatever, and come back in for 3 a day. This time you're going to focus on cutting weight, weight cut. And then you're going to practice on some technique drills, just drilling, period. You might go on a freaking 10-mile run or something, period throughout the day or whatever, one of those 3. That's just tough. Your body has to recover. You have to take something for your body to recover. And a lot of people that really understands the fitness aspect of it knows that your body gets sore. Your body gets sore. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about going home just eating? Nah, you ain't just eating. You taking some recovery. You taking something to help your body recover, to replenish all those aminos, all that shit. You taking something. You know what I'm saying? You go to some of these cats' house, man, they got supplements all over the place. It's like a freaking minefield in there, bro. They can, you see like 60 freaking damn bottles on the counter. They know what each one of them for. Hold up. I got this all arranged from left to right. Yeah, it said multiple sessions is tough. I recall them 2 days in college. Basketball, smoke weed to recover. Yeah, I never really had that. That wasn't something I did. I don't knock people. I know people do it quite often today. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I never really had to do it. Like back then, it was like heavy on amino acids, heavy on creatine, protein powder. Whey protein. You know what I'm saying? Multivitamins. Oh man, your body digested them joints so quickly. You know what I'm saying? When Rip Fuel was out with the Mohang, oh my God. Look, when Rip Fuel was out with the Mohang, before they removed it, Marines was Marines was out here abusing that shit, god damn it. Goddamn going out here running 15, 20 freaking miles and shit. Motherfucker was holding their heart in their hand, having cardiac arrest in that bitch, man. Look, when hydroxycut came out, bro, and they had caffeine in it and something else. I mean, that shit was crack in the motherfucking core. Marines was having heart attacks, bro. Because one thing we did was run. We PT'd. And Marines, we have PT'd in the morning, in the afternoon when you get ready to get off work. And it's not always with tennis, sneakers or whatever. It can be with goddamn boots and utes. I mean, you get your boots on and you have your bottom half of your uniform with a t-shirt. So you talking about, running 5-6 miles, calling cadence and all this shit. Man, motherfuckers be up there feeling good as shit. But when that body slows down and those freaking 11 hydroxycut that you took and your motherfucking heart up there, that motherfucker trying to talk to you like, nigga, you about to die, nigga. I'm about to die. You gonna die. Hey, they banned that shit from on base, man. You had Marines going to the gym, doing cardio, working out, getting super shredded, and then their body was not able to handle the payload, the workout payload, the physical fitness payload. I'm talking about this is way up on the higher echelon. And they started having heart issues, man. Marines was having heart attacks. They took that shit off the shelf quick. They took that shit off the shelf quick, man. Because one thing about Marines, the gym is gonna be packed. The road, a Marine base, the gym's gonna be packed. The roadways are. You're gonna see Marines running all the time. It's just how we live. But when they was implementing RIT fuel and hydroxycut at that time, it was bad, man. It was bad. And then another one, ephedrine. When ephedrine was on the shelves in the PX, one of the best shit you can. Oh my God, one of the best when it was legal. I mean, dude, you talking about freaking recovery? Man, you can go running 10 miles, come back, do exercise, all that shit. Come back, do exercise. Go take a shower. Goddamn, go to the movies. Shit, get a little bored, go back to the squad bay or go back to your dorm, whatever, your barracks room. Say, you know what? I'm gonna go lift some weights. I'm gonna do chest and buys today. That motherfucker had you goddamn feeling right, like you was invincible, bro. Yeah, so you think about that being back when I was in to what they have now. That shit's crazy, bro. That shit crazy. They had to take that motherfucker off the shelf. You know what I'm saying? They had to take it off the shelf. People in the Corps was upset. They was like, man, that shit was helping me out. That was helping me survive this physical training, dog. It had me beast mode. Yeah, it had you beast mode. But your body couldn't handle it. You was doing too much. I was going in the gym doing these crazy ass workouts. And they wasn't allowing their bodies time to rest. You know what I'm saying? They going in there doing heavy ass leg workouts, back workouts, chest, arms. You know what I'm saying? And then you're not even allowing your body to recover because you feel good. And then you go back in there with a friend later on for a two-a-day. You see the results. Motherfucking getting shredded. You know what I'm saying? Muscles popping, abs on point. And then you got them start holding your chest. That shit said, oh shit, what's going on? I can't breathe. Motherfucker had to go to sick call. And they say, hey, can you tell us the supplements you've been taking? And too many Marines was coming in there. Hey, we was on a hydroxycut. We was on that Rip Fuel with Mohane. Motherfuckers off the shelf, dog. Quick, off the shelf. Real talk. Mr. International Toby Bartlett on deck. Salute WCS in the hottest chat on the YTC. Appreciate you, big dog. Appreciate you. D-Lo on deck. Salute, man. It is still crazy with the enhancers in the military, or is it more regulated? I wouldn't say enhancers. You know what I'm saying? Supplements are supplements. You know what I'm saying? Supplements are supplements. So everything, if you look at it, is an enhancer. But what changes the scope of it is DRUGS on the end. And that only becomes relevant on a higher professional level where they're actually having a list, or they have a entire pool of certain I guess supplements that's banned, you know, in that track, NBA. Everyone is different. You know what I'm saying? So they only test for those type of violations. And if they come back positive, then you have to explain what you've been taking. But in the core, I can only speak for the core. I mean, people, when you work out, you have weight standards. One thing about the core, our weight standards are strict. And you have to make sure your uniforms fit and you look AJ squared away. That was one of our terms we used. So at the end of the day, when you're going physical training, yeah, we doing some heavy ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Not heavy as far as the damn weight load, but we're talking about what all consists of us doing physical training. The calisthenics, the run, the obstacle course. You know what I'm saying? All that shit combined together on a run. You know what I'm saying? So supplements are everywhere. They have supplements in the stores. We have GNCs on base. The same thing you see in GNC is the same thing you'll see on the military base. You just go to the GNC and you get what you want, and that's it. Same shit in GNC, over the counter. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, more. What's good? What's good, OG? How you feeling? Yeah, I mean, same thing. We don't have no different of a supplement store than GNC. You know, every GNC store. Now, one thing we don't have on base is generic supplement stores. Like, we'll have a vitamin shop, according to where you at. Like Air Force Base, you might see a vitamin shop rather than a GNC. But I know Marines, most of the time, we had GNCs. You know what I'm saying? We had GNCs, bro. And that was quite it. And one thing about the service, they don't test for that shit. You understand? Like, I'm gonna tell you an incident at Camp Lejeune. The Corps don't test for freaking the higher level performance enhancing, the PEDs. You know what I'm saying? They don't test for that. But there was this female, this white female MP. And I remember driving through the gate, and she didn't look bad either, but she had some goddamn shoulders, some trapezius, biceps, triceps, forearms, and she was, you know, she had muscle on her to the point where she was still looking feminine, like she still looked good. Like, man, when she was in that uniform, quads, she had them quads. Well, them quads was like peeking out. I was like, God damn, how she still feeling uniform? And then, you know, of course, the glutes and everything. She was still holding on to her femininity when it comes to her appearance. All right, that's very difficult to say for a lot of female Marines, because most of the time when they start bulking up, they look like him. So she was an MP at the gate, and I passed her several times. I seen her at the gym like everybody else. They said, "Oh man, look at old girl, Man, she be over there squatting. I was like, damn, look at the calves on that motherfucker. So this the crazy part about this is that she started getting so much attention at the gate and she was squared away that a hating ass colonel came through the gate and saw her. I ain't gonna lie to you. When I came into the military, Marine Corps, they weren't really showing that love like that to females, like that. It was some narcissistic, ego-driven freaking male Marine higher ups that didn't give a damn about females. You know why? Because a lot of them fell out the runs. A lot of them couldn't do freaking pull-ups like the dudes. Like I came in when females used to run 1.5 miles for physical fitness, max run time. Run distance, while the guys was running 3 miles max run distance. And then you start getting these senior officers saying, no, they need to do the same shit we do. And they was having these tests. They said, well, per the test, yeah, they can run 3 miles now. So they changed to 3. I was happy as hell. They can't do pull-ups though. You can barely get a female that can pull themselves up. I was like, wow. So this colonel came out there and said, hey, you see that so-and-so down there? I guess he asked what her name. What's your name? She gave him a name. Boom. She went and dropped the name. He said, I want her tested for freaking peds. It's no way that she's that big naturally. And he was a hating ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to do that to her. Because there's some dudes that was over there that was big as she was. Ain't nobody saying shit because that's the way we look. You know what I'm saying? We look like that in uniform. Motherfucker roll his sleeves up. You like, damn, motherfucker been working out, right? That's the way they looked at the Marines. But her, she fucked up. She fucked up. And the crazy part about it is that particular situation really don't matter in the Corps. If you test for PEDs in the Corps, it don't fucking matter. That's not freaking hindering you going to work doing your job. But what fucked up for her, she went viral when the word viral wasn't even viral. People start talking about her. Male Marines start to freaking be mesmerized by her in the gym. Her name was floating all around base as for her physique. She had a cute face, but she had goddamn muscular body. And that when that colonel rolled up in that motherfucker and he put the clamps, he said, I want her tested for PEDs. And then she ended up coming back positive. People's like, oh shit, the Corps test for PEDs and all that. No, they weren't testing for PEDs. They just saw her at the gate getting all this attention, square as she can be, but she was freaking what's the word I'm looking for? She was an eyepiece, real talk. Like people love freaking driving up to the gate. She was there to wave them, to wave them through. She's military police, and she got in trouble, man. You know what I'm saying? She got in trouble. I don't know if I know I didn't see her on the gate again. I know I didn't see her on the gate again, man. And it was fucked up because that didn't have to go down like that. And she was actually a nice person. Most freaking female jocks, as I call them, in the Corps, if you see some that are real big and muscular, usually they are straight up like they always have a bad attitude, man. They always have a bad attitude. If you see some big females in there that has pretty good strength to them, and they getting all this male attention, usually they have really bad attitudes. Like they walk around, this is no bullshit, they walk around like dudes. Them motherfuckers dip, they smoke. I'm serious. They do all the shit you see the dudes do. That's why she was she stood up a little bit more. She was special in a bit because she still maintained her femininity. She wasn't an asshole. She didn't have a short temper. She wasn't trying to act like she was the big and bad. Even though she can do pull-ups like the fellas, she can squat pretty decent weight for a female, and she can stay in runs. That's why people was tripping. Like this girl, was they used to see her on the freaking street running, and sometimes she'd be with some other Marines, and sometimes she'd be by herself. But when you see her in them green silky PT shorts we used to have back in the day, ooh, I mean, but yeah, the hating ass freaking colonel, whoever he was, went up there and said, "I want her tested." She was tested. She came back for some shit. She could have came back from for anything, but she came back, and they took her off the gate. And I know she got in trouble, but I couldn't find out the information what it was, but it was some dudes in there that was doing the same thing, and they was huge, and you know, nobody was gonna put an eye on them because it's just natural for us to pick up size like that. But she just fucked up as being right there, front and center at the gate where everybody's coming by oohing and ahhing. And look, they even try to say that they had more than one gate. I think at that time they had two gates. I think 2 or 3 ways you can go in. Two or three gates at the front. I think 2 gates. And most of the cars was trying to drive through that one gate. They was trying to drive through the one gate because military police had to be squared away and shit. On certain days, they used to wear the freaking Charlie uniform and everything with the trousers and the short sleeve. And when she wore short sleeve, man, her guns was out. Shit. Especially when she had on shades too. Oh shit. Goddamn, cut it off. She shut it down out there. I bet that ruined her life if they kicked her out or whatever. I bet it ruined her. Or, I bet she just said, you know what? I'm gonna go be what I want to do. I'm gonna go be an athlete. She came off to me as being one of these CrossFit type of chicks. Yeah. Because if you really run into some of the cross chicks, like I met some CrossFit athletes, they some incredible athletes. They some of the most unique athletes you will ever see in your life. Like the women are super strong. I'm talking about unfreaking believable. Not bodybuilding, powerlifting. They all that shit. Like they can go on runs. They can lift weights. They can do high repetitions. They can do all that shit. Now it's a thing. Nobody don't say anything about it. I'm pretty sure in the Corps, you got more. You got the chicks that's just as big as she was to do CrossFit. And ain't nobody saying a MFing thing. Ain't nobody saying nothing, bro. That's how those Hollywood actresses look, so tight and nice. Well, they have people that can get them that way. Like when you see some of these people that's cutting up and getting ready for these movie roles, you know what I do, Bruce. They have hired, you know what I'm saying? They have hired personal trainers. You know what I'm saying? These high-end personal trainers that get them in shape for these movies. Like Will Smith, for instance. Will Smith, they talk about how he was, how they got him in shape for his roles for Muhammad Ali, just all these roles. And then Sylvester Stallone. I was able to see Sylvester several times in life. I wish I could have got a picture with him. But what I do remember about Sylvester is that he had veins popping out his neck. And they always say he was an advocate of HGH and he wished he could legalize it. He said because every man should be a part of that. That's what Sylvester, he said, make him feel like he's 20 years old. That's what Sylvester used to say. But when I saw him, this dude veins was bigger than my pinky, dog. I was like, God damn, nigga, like you about to explode? But yeah, some people you meet in real life on the Hollywood scene, they're in pretty good shape, man. They're in pretty good shape, especially if their roles that they're playing is to be in shape all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like Terry Crews. Terry Crews, obviously, that shit ain't natural. But he's always in shape. He's a gym rat. For real, he's a gym rat, so he's going to do that. Michael J. White, I'm pretty sure he don't walk around there all the time, super shredded anymore. He's much older. But he was known to be shredded. Arnold Schwarzenegger, come on, man. Arnold, man, one of the legendaries. You know what I'm saying? Like I have magazines right now with Arnold, with his small waist, and he was doing the double bicep pose. I mean, Ronnie Coleman gave him credit. He said, "I say Arnold Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger was one of the best bodybuilders ever because when he was there, a lot of the way he was able to get it done was much more natural than they got it done. I forgot the terminology he used. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he said gear or whatever. That's a term for pads or whatever. And if you know Ronnie Coleman, 8 times Mr. Olympia, he could barely walk right now. You know? So there was some people that was there, man. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, they had some of the most unique physiques. The Lee Haneys. What's my boy? I mean, I done got. It's so many that was back there. But anyway, yeah. Back to the topic. Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get this day and time with that. You can go in the GNC all day long. It according to what your body. But one thing you have to understand is what food intake, nutritional calories you're gonna intake with your supplements. I mean, that's the niche right there. That is the freaking niche. If you can figure that out. But if you usually like ask some of these CrossFit athletes or these triathletes and stuff like that, I mean, not everybody can be a triathlete. These are special individuals. Not everybody can be a CrossFit. Not everybody can run track on the highest level. Not everybody can be a diver. Not everybody. Only the top 5% can do this shit, bro. Seriously. And even they need help. You know what I'm saying? Even they need help. This is real life, man. You got to be able to eat foods, the same foods all the time just for protein value. That's what you got to be willing to do. You got to make that sacrifice. When others out drinking, smoking, and you're trying to get ready and you're special, shit, you got to go out there and, feed your body, feed your body, feed your body. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you, it was a time where for at least a couple of years straight, I ate chicken, tilapia, measured rice or sweet potato, broccoli, asparagus, broccoli, asparagus. Every day. 5 or 6 times a day. Oh my God, dog. Boy, sweet potatoes are the best, dog. A lot of these cats are dead to an early age. Yeah, man. Look, hey, I remember Bruce earlier this year, man. Them bodybuilders just dying off. And the wild part about you mentioning that is that I think Ronnie Coleman is gonna be one of those guys too, because he's saying right now he's just eating, these pain meds like they're candy. You can tell how glossy his eyes are, but he still likes to work out. Ronnie Coleman is what you consider one of those mentally. He always considered himself the biggest and strongest dude around. So mentally, he's still in that phase. Like, he has an addiction, period. I'm just going to say it. Ronnie has an addiction to working out, an addiction. For him to go through 18, 19 surgeries already, and he's had like 3 areas of his back fused, you know what I'm saying? To the point where, his legs, he can't even have the use of his legs and stand up erect anymore. It's just bad, man, because I grew up watching Ronnie Coleman. I saw Ronnie one time, man. He was in California, and he showed up at an NPC contest because I actually got a picture with Flex Wheeler, Linda Murray, and all them. So I saw Ronnie most of the time when Ronnie was on deck. He was doing other things, like people was talking to him, taking pictures. I mean, he was a talk. You know what I'm saying? He was a talk of the town. But when he was in his prime, so to speak. When I saw running, like, dude was super big. It was just, this dude was freaking big. This dude was freaking nature, man. You know what I'm saying? This dude was a freaking nature. And they would always try to, want to get him to pose off. They say, man, most of the time he was in shape. Even during the off season where they blowed up and get all big and put in all that weight, man, he was still big as a house, man. Jay Cutler. I even competed in one of Jay Cutler's shows in Vegas. That's crazy. I was up in Vegas. What did I compete up in Vegas? I competed in one of the casinos. Yeah. I competed in one of the casinos up in Vegas. I actually drove from Temecula, Southern California rather, all the way through up to Vegas, through Death Valley and all that to go compete by myself. All my meals I prepped by myself, all that shit. Yeah, that shit was crazy. Yeah, Flex Wheeler lost a leg from diabetes from insulin with growth hormone. So tell me this, Bruce. I thought he pretty much had a car accident and he messed up that leg real bad to the point where it never healed properly. And something with what you're saying with the growth and stuff like that, it became infected and it never really properly healed or something like that. It became, not infected. It ended up being that he couldn't properly use his foot, like the circulation. That accident fucked it up. The circulation of blood wasn't getting there. And it got to a point where they said, hey, this is done. There's no way we can, it's irretrievable. You know what I'm saying? We cannot resupply blood to this foot because it's messed up. So they had to go ahead and amputate it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Dorian Yates. Hey, I still have mags of Dorian Yates, man, doing the lat spread. Dorian Yates. That man had an incredible back. For real. Dorian Yates had an incredible back, man. Sabata. Yeah. Man, I'm gonna have to show you some of my pictures. I got a picture with him, man. I was happy than a motherfucker. Flex Wheeler, Sabata, not Dorian Yates, not Flex. Linda Murray, I was really happy with that picture I was able to get with Linda Murray. I was actually flirting with her for a minute, you know what I'm saying? But very good people. Very good people. Real talk. Very good people. I was so happy to take and meet Linda Murray. She was one of the best female bodybuilders growing up that I seen. Wasn't overly muscular like the women bodybuilders today. She was on her shit. She was on her shit. Real talk. People don't realize what's crazy world that is, and drugs are just a small part of it. Yeah, drugs are a small part of it, and the freaking politics of bodybuilding. You know what I'm saying? I was in Men's Physique, the very first Men's Physique when it came out. The very time when they created the men's division, I was competing in the 40 and older, undefeated, won all of them, and competing in the open class with the 20-year-olds. And after a while, I found out that I say, it's no way that this guy physique is better than mine. What's the deal? This, that, and the other. They say, it's because you're an older guy. They don't want you in the 40 and older winning, and then you beating the guys in the open open class, which you have the 20-year-olds. He said, also, you have some magazine models that's here, and it's good for them. They're trying to get them their IFBB pro card. So their magazine, their fitness models, and of course, they want them to win and put them on the magazine. But these guys wasn't freaking conditioned. They had so much water. And I say, what? I say, so they can come in here looking all soft and pudgy like that, and you're going to give them first place? Like, I got second place. I was getting second place to these guys, man. I was way more conditioned. I mean, I was crazy conditioned. And they would say, I get what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the way this game goes. You have a new men's division, and they have some fitness models that they want to get this division off the ground, and they're gonna put them in first place, put them on the mag, which they did. They put them on the mag, and I'm up here looking, and I was talking to people. I said, I beat them. I would say, look at this, look at it, the open pose. Look at this, look at my physique, look at their physique. But that's the way bodybuilding goes. That's the way it goes. It's politics. You have to play the game, and you spend a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Unless you get sponsored, you spend a lot of money, hotels, just like getting credentials, going to boxing matches. But with this is that you got to go get sprayed down. You know what I'm saying? You got to remain dried the fuck out all the way up till you compete on stage. And then not only that, you got to eat properly. You know how fighters go to weigh-ins? And after the weigh-in, they go eat? Well, after you do your preliminary and you have to come up for final posing, you still can't go up there and just dog it out. You gotta still maintain a level of dryness and go in there for the final freaking pose down for the win. Yeah, you just can't go in there and just eat crazy. Bodybuilding is rough because when you get boxing is like, yeah, I can eat after the weigh-in and shit like that. But when it comes to bodybuilding and all them physique and what's the other one they got? They have physique, bodybuilding, the men's and women's classic physique and all this shit. You gotta stay dry. So you may can sip on a little water, but once you get that tan that you pay for, you gotta get spray tan. Even if you black, you gotta get spray tan down, right? From the neck down. And not everybody can spray tan good. You gotta get spray tan down. Make sure you don't fuck it up. Walk around, eat, wait. And then when they come time, you got to pump up a little bit and then get ready to go up there and flex. Oh, man, good old times, bro. I know Bruce is heavy into this shit. I know, man, way back when he was talking about bodybuilding. So he know what's up with that, man. He said the things is all those guys are getting effects later on in life from abusing the drugs on the scale they did. Yeah, man, they dying early, man. They are dying early. It's hey Bruce, it's a guy. I can't talk to you online about it, but it's a guy that met a female that I knew, right? The wild part about it is that me and her used to date, right? And then, the military, boom. That's just, you move on, whatever. But when I started competing, she had reached out. And she said, hey, I was just reaching out, this, that, and I saw you in the magazine and all that. And I was like, all right, cool. But my boyfriend wanted to know, how long you've been competing and all that. I say, I've just been competing this amount of time, this, that, and the other. And, what's your diet? I say, is your boyfriend right there? Ask him. She said, no, it's not like that. He just wanted to know because you're so well conditioned, like, you barely have any fat. You know what I'm saying? And come to find out, he was a well-known bodybuilder. There, Bruce, well-known bodybuilder, right? I didn't know this initially until he passed away. He passed away. Just like those previous other bodybuilders, he had his, hey, if I tell you your name, you know exactly who I'm talking about. He had his own fitness center, all that shit. He was all big into that bodybuilding. Dude, I forgot exactly what he came down with. He had to get on the machine, dialysis or something like that. And he ended up passing away. And he wasn't that old either. He was not that old, man. Real talk. That's some real shit. He was not that old at all. Oh, Sean Ray. You know, one thing about Sean Ray is just, he just always talked a lot. But I said, he's never gonna be big enough to compete with these guys. Even sometimes I was cheering for Sean Ray, but he was just a talker, man. Kevin LeBron, um, all those guys back then, man. Shaving and all, yeah, shaving. Hey man, shaving, getting sprayed down. You had to shave and all that without breaking out. Get your shit together, then get sprayed down and walk around an entire day. I mean, you want to talk about misery. You got to eat and you dried out. Look, some of the worst attitudes you ever want to meet is the fitness industry. Because when you're waiting to get on stage in your division, you have to stay dry and dry and dry. And then it's your time. You have to unclothe, go over there and get a little pump going to go pose and all that. And then they do the selection process on who's going to the finals. The finals ain't till the evening. So you have to go back and you still dry shit. You sucking on ice chips a little bit, eating, and then you come back. You already sprayed down. You can't go in the gym and do cardio and burn some more water. You can't do that shit. You got a spray tan. Once you get spray tan, that is it. That's over. That spray tan gotta last you the whole day from when you go out there and pose until you come back. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You're done. A lot of funky smells in that pump-up room. Man, that shit's crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit's crazy. Man, people wouldn't know how tedious that lifestyle is with meal preps. It was fitness competitors, bodybuilders, all that. They was spending $1,000 easily. You know what I'm saying? Every 2 weeks or more on food. We're talking about food that they needed. We will have entire Saturday and Sunday meetings where sometimes people volunteer their house to cook meals, and they say we're cooking chicken breasts because we're going to this competition. If you was going for this competition coming up, they'll get together in a network and say, hey, we're going to get together and we're going to cook this amount of food. Okay, maybe we can save some money if we go here. I know this person, we can get it for this price if we buy in bulk. Boom, you put your money in, you meet at their house. You have all these fitness competitors talking about exercising and what place they got here, this, that, the other. Read fitness magazines while people are cooking, prepping. We ain't talking about seasoning shit. We cooking, baking goddamn chicken breasts and all this stuff, right? Cooking the vegetables. And then you have all these freaking plastic containers where you putting the meat, you measure it now, measure it. You putting the meat, veggie, and a carb, according to how many weeks you was out, right? You put the cap on that motherfucker. You goddamn come there with a big ass bag. You put the cap on there. You get your meals. You stack them all in there. Boom, 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 and that is your meal for the entire week. Your meals. We're talking about eating 5 to 6 meals a day. I'm not talking about to get you full. 5 or 6 meals a day. So the good thing about it, when you start seeing results, your mind tell you, oh shit, because you'll eat these meals and you start becoming real hungry. But then by the time you eat the next meal, it satisfies you. But yet you start to see the results, like your shit is getting shredded. Like you start to see the definition come in and everything, veins popping, vascularity and symmetry, all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Goddamn. Freaking meal prep used to be the shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers be spending 1,000, 1,500. Them bodybuilders be spending easy 2,000, 2,500 on meals, man. Just eating all fucking day. Steaks after steaks after steaks. Putting on motherfucking masks. Going through water. You know what I'm saying? Carbs. Having all these little things. Popping freaking aminos and creatine and all these freaking protein shakes. I swear to God, that's a hard life, dog. Hey, that's a hard life, Bruce. You know what I'm saying? They talk about boxing. That is a hard life, dog. That is a hard freaking life. Bodybuilding, oh my God. It's a hard life, man. I ain't gonna lie, but hey man, appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to talk about no freaking bodybuilding shit with David Morrell, and all that, but y'all already know what it is with that. Let me see if I miss anything. Before, shout out to Bam Rodriguez, man. Shout out to Bam Rodriguez. Did exactly what I thought he was gonna do. Beat Sonny Edwards up. But shout out to Sonny. He showed that warrior spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? If you was watching Robert Guerrero beat Andre Berto again, the first time, you can go out there and watch it or look at it online. The first time they fought, man, Andre Berto was looking like an alien, bro. Robert the Ghost Guerrero beat him up, man. He was looking like a freaking ghost. Both eyes swelled up. Hey, shit was crazy. Chris Eubanks. I'm not even gonna talk about that. I'm not gonna talk about him right now because no, it's not even worth my time. Nope. We have a big heavyweight card coming up, dog. Y'all already know. This week, coming up, man, we have an incredible heavyweight card. I'm not going to talk about it blended with this live, but, dude, this heavyweight card is crazy. And you know what? A lot of people are looking at one of the fights. It's funny how they're not really showing concern with the Wilder Joseph Parker fight, but that's a tough fight. You know what I'm saying? Joseph Parker is a tough opposition. But the Anthony Joshua Otto Wallin, the one that, went the distance with Tyson Fury back in the day, cut him over his right eye. He's a tough fight, man. If he's still the same now, if I'm correct, let me double check this. If I'm correct, Otto Wallin is a southpaw. If I'm correct, Otto, I think he's a southpaw because I remember him beating the shit out of freaking Dominic Brazil and pivoting out to his right every single time off that jab. Yeah, he's a southpaw. Damn, I still remember that shit from the damn back then. Yeah, Otto Wallin is a southpaw, man. 6'5.5", 78. He only has one loss, and you know who that was for, too. Tyson Fury. Ever since that, he has not lost. He is not lost, man. You know what I'm saying? He fought Adrian Grant, Tyson Fury, Travis Kaufman, Dominic Brazil, Sokolowski, Camille Sokolowski, Rydell Booker, Gassiev, won a split decision. It's going to be interesting, man. He's only 33 years old. You know what I'm saying? So definitely. Anthony Joshua, I think, should be like 33 too. He's 34. Man, I see Otto Wallin having a good chance of winning this fight. Seriously. I'm just being serious, man. I don't care if Anthony Joshua is a gold medal Olympian. If Otto Wallin loses this fight, it's just to keep the Deontay Wilder fight. So that means he has to go in here and get the orders. Otto Wallin only has one loss to his resume. Remember, I told you this. One loss doesn't mean anything at this point in your career. He may get the orders. He may take the orders and say, okay, we'll give you another shot up the road. 26-2 ain't bad. But Otto Wallin, in my opinion, has all the goods to go ahead and defeat Anthony Joshua. But if he goes in here and get knocked out prior to, let me see what prior to 7 rounds, okay? Remember I told you this. If Otto Wallin gets knocked out 7 or under, he took the orders. He took the orders. Because right now, they're definitely trying to keep that Deontay Wilder Anthony Joshua fight. The reason why I'm saying more so Anthony Joshua, Otto Wallin, because Otto Wallin is a tougher fight than him fighting Robert Helenius. And we all know how many rounds he went with Robert Helenius. He went 7 rounds. So if people consider Otto Wallin to be a better fighter than Robert Helenius, Anthony Joshua is going to have to pretty much shut him down before 7 rounds. Because they're going to be like, dude, Robert Helenius took him to 7. This is a perfect example, and I'll tell you again, another example. When Anthony Joshua fought Carlos Takam, okay? When Anthony Joshua fought Carlos Takam, he had already went to the 10th round with Alexander Povetkin. So therefore, he was, Carlos Takam already went to the 10th round with Carlos Takam. So in that fight, Anthony Joshua was scheduled to fight Povetkin. The whole time the ref was trying to stop the fight early. That fight didn't go past 10 rounds. They did Carlos Takam dirty. Time he got, hurt or whatever, they kept on trying to act like he didn't know no ink. Huh? You want to stop the fight? Huh? They did him dirty. And then, of course, Anthony Joshua went over there and fought Alexander Povetkin. You already know what it is, man. I don't see, mark my words, I can assure you, Otto Wallin and Anthony Joshua was not going past 7 rounds. And don't be shocked if Wallin get knocked starch out. So people can start saying, oh my God, you see that? Just like Robert Helenius got knocked out in the 7th round doing the mannequin challenge. He was beating up Joshua, and then all of a sudden, Joshua KO'd him. He was just standing there up against the ropes, and Joshua just, bam, gone. Don't say I didn't tell you, though. Don't say I didn't tell you. Yeah, man, in Riyadh, man, them sheiks are doing it big over there. I ain't gonna lie. That heavyweight card is stupid. In case y'all forgot, let me just remind y'all of how that heavyweight card look. All right? Let me go and pull it up right quick. Look at this right here. Look at that card. Look at that card right there. Incredible. Philippe Herkovic. Demori. You have Junior Fa, Frank Sanchez versus Frank Sanchez. Makhmudov against Caballero. That's a heavy. That's 3 heavyweight fights right there. And then you have a cruiserweight. Epataya against Zorro. That's a cruiserweight fight. Dubois against Miller. That's Jarrell Miller. Heavyweight. And Jarrell is still undefeated. I don't know why people think he's been beat. He's still undefeated. Then light heavyweight, you have Dimitri Bivol against Lyndon Arthur. We talking about Bivol's 21-0 and Lyndon Arthur is 21-0. That's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy, y'all. And then of course the bronze bomber himself, man, Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying, going against Joseph Parker, the former WBO heavyweight champ, against the former WBC heavyweight champ. And then of course you got Anthony Joshua, Otto Wallin, man, the former 2-time unified champ, and then the title contender. You know what I'm saying? Otto Wallin. This is gonna be a heavy ass card, bro. Heavy ass card. So yeah. Be sure y'all tune in. Till next time, man, y'all hold it down. Big shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-Side official. I'm out.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss. Now you counting stars. Should've practiced more. Should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.